Dr. Karl joins us again. Dr. Karl, we're talking about something a lot of people may not realize that this month is.
Right. National Optimism Month. Yeah. Is the jar half full or is the jar half empty? What do you think? What do you think? That's just always the joke.
I think it's half full.
Okay. Is it? Okay. Okay.
Right.
There is a lot of research, just for years, just this huge body of research, Harvard Medical School, that optimism is good for you. It's good for your cardiovascular system, it's good for your blood pressure, infections, heart disease, longer life, overall health. There have been just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies. Now, recently there have been some studies that show that you can be too optimistic.
Okay.
And that's the everything is awesome too much.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and in that movie, he was so out of touch with reality that it caused him all kinds of life problems. And you can be out of touch with reality. And that's where the realists really get frustrated with the optimists.
Right.
Because, but there's sometimes people say they're realists, and maybe Chase really is. Okay. But sometimes that's because they're a pessimist and they're not. You see what I mean?
Yes.
They're trying to. And there's something good about balancing that out, but at least leaning in the positive direction. Sure. Yeah. I think it was T.S. Eliot said, "Twixt the optimist and the pessimist, the difference is droll. The optimist sees the donut, the pessimist sees the whole." They're both reality.
Right.
So, it is half empty and it is half full. Those are both reality. But are you going to try to spin that in a positive and spin your life in a positive direction? I got to go hear the world's leading expert on stress. And this was really cool. It was Dr. Hans Selye. He was Scandinavian. This was in St. Louis. Somebody else, I was working for St. Louis U, and they paid for it, which was because it was high dollar.
Right.
You know, and he had that thick accent that he was talking about. He was the world's leading expert on stress. And I took so many notes, but this is the one big thing that I took with me as kind of a takeaway. He said, everyone has positives and negatives in their life. Everyone has not enoughs and just enoughs. And he meant
not enoughs and
that
just
you
enoughs.
have, you could say, I don't have enough money to go to Hawaii, but I have just enough money to take the family to Kansas City for a fun weekend. Now, which one do you spend 51% of your time thinking about? The positive or the negative? And he said that makes all the difference. And even a billionaire would have, I don't have enough money to buy that $200 million island.
Right.
But I do have enough money to buy 17 yachts,
Right.
Well, which does he think about 51% of the time? And if he thinks about that island that he can't buy, he could be just as frustrated and down and angry. And you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that little small difference. It doesn't have to be crazy percentages.
Right. So, and he was recommending it'd be even better if it was 60% maybe, or 70, or even up to 80. You pass that, and then you're not being realistic, and you're in the crazy, everything is awesome. But yeah, I've got not enough money to go to Hawaii, but just enough to go to Kansas City. Not enough energy to run a marathon, but just enough to do a 5K if I walk. Not enough time to learn how to play guitar, but just enough time to learn how to cook something fun that I found on the internet. The point is, am I spending 51 or 60 or 70% of my time thinking about my just enoughs or my not enoughs? And that could be a life game changer.
Right.
Because there's something actually good about dreaming about that thing to go to Hawaii. Because then you save up and maybe finally, you make it. But if you think about that 51% of the time, then you're just frustrating yourself.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. And it's a really good way to look at it. Because I think that people don't always realize that they're thinking about just enough or not enough. I really like thinking about it.
You will think about your just enoughs or think about your not enoughs. I thought, okay, wow, that was a game changer for me. And I think I already had that bent. But then you just discipline yourself to say, if you catch yourself thinking about negative things, and everyone's life has negative things, but you catch yourself thinking about that, you think, okay, I need to give at least equal time to the things that are going right.
Right. It's a mindset.
Mindset, equal time, and then if I give at least equal time plus 1%, something really good about that.
I think that you just made a lot of people have a very optimistic day.
I hope so.
Myself included. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Karl. Coming up, we'll see who's having a birthday today, but first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on NBC.